Alright guys, welcome back. So I'm getting, just still running wires, kind of doing all the tedious stuff at this point. So we got the telemetry adapters hooked up to the hubs. I did a Y harness on the throttles, so the Y harness connects up here. You got the two leads for that. And then I'm going to put a little short, let me find them here, a little short Y harness on the data port side, and then obviously plug the telemetry into one and run it forward. And then I'm going to have like a little, and this is probably just going to be what you see sticking here, glue it to the side of the tank. That way when I need to plug in a GCU, I can, and do any kind of programming and things like that, and monitor some stuff if need be. And these are going to be kind of probably just going to be in between the two tanks, kind of like this. I'll tie these lines up out of the way. I originally had them down there, but I was going to put them underneath this, but I just think it'd be better to have better access. You need to try to keep them out of the sun, but obviously when this is, the hatches on it, it's not going to be a big deal, and it'll read normal. It'll get airflow and everything, so that's all that matters. I will have to make, I got to make another lead. I'm thinking about just cutting this off and then soldering on another, obviously another 2-wire, run it forward, and then put the connection point up here for the batteries, because the batteries are going to be in the nose. Pump leads are hooked up, and you can kind of follow that around. See those? You can kind of see it right there, plugged in on both pumps. So let me get my light. There you go. You kind of see each pump has a little. Ooh, there you go. They're too bright sometimes. So you got two leads there, going back to each, and then I haven't pulled it through yet, but the telemetry and the throttle will come through up here as well. I did also, all the lights are hooked up, and you got these two leads that'll go to the receiver. This is the steering. These are all the air valves that will plug into the gear door sequencer / failsafe. That's what I kind of have hooked up over here right now. I'm running into an issue. What is this? What is this wire? Oh, this is actually goes to the receiver as well. I've got it hooked up, and I was setting up the telemetry on the radio, because when you do the telemetry, you can get pressure reading on your radio, and with the Futaba 18MZ, it would give me Celsius, it would mirror. Yeah, obviously it's not a temperature, it's a PSI, but Futaba doesn't have a PSI, so you'd use the temp, and it would read Celsius, but it would match the PSI that you're seeing on the display. So you could use that to fill and monitor your tanks. Well, it's working here, showing me PSI, but the telemetry is showing Fahrenheit, and it's not matching up. I don't know what's up. I made this slot 22. Well, the adapter is 22. It's 22 in the telemetry sensor setting, but it's not working yet. So I got to figure that out. I asked the forum, if anybody's used the 32MZ with that little telemetry failsafe unit, to kind of let me know what they used. But I'm pretty sure I'm using the right thing, because there's only so much you can select. And I'm going to verify it on the 18MZ I have, but to make sure I have the right thing selected. But I'm pretty sure I do. But let me know in the comments, and if you've got this telemetry set, the Zycoy failsafe telemetry or gear door unit, and you use it with a 32MZ, let me know what telemetry setting you have selected for your slot, or what adapter. Is it just a temp? Is it a Vario something? Or let me know, and I'll try to mirror it to see if I can get it to work. But so that kind of slowed me down. But the wire, but all the, and it looks like just shit just threw up. But it is organized to an extent, and all this will be covered. So I've got all the connections for the lights and the light controllers underneath this. And then I ran just to kind of lay things how they, the cabling. There's the controller / regulator for the slime lights, and everything it'll look good once it's done. And then I also started working on the equipment tray. I haven't mounted this yet, but this is mounted. This is where all the wires will come out. So you'll have the big S-bus cables clip in here. All the wires that'll come from the gear fail-safe sequencer will come out of there and latch in here. Steering servo will come up into here as well. Throttle, just to kind of keep it neat, I'll probably run the throttle under here too, have it come around. The 2 receiver ports will go back to, I'm going to put the Cortex Pro back here, so they'll go into the Cortex, and then your 2 leads come out of here, go to your receivers, because I'm doing the bus setup. I'm not mounting this yet because I'm going to go 3D print a Cortex Pro mount. And I don't remember these being subdued. I think these used to be, interesting. Let me look. I think these used to be glossy. Let's see here. Pretty sure I have one in here. No, I guess not. Yeah, it's a little shinier. This is just more subdued, more of a flat finish. I like that. So these are fantastic gyros. So it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna mount here, and I'll probably push it up some, just kind of keep as much weight as I can forward, and that'll really be it. That's mounted here. I kind of run these back like this, and the batteries will plug in. They'll sit up here on that shelf that you can't really see. There is a shelf up there, which is where the power system batteries will go, and probably most of the other batteries. The only one that may not go in the nose may be the light battery, which usually, depending on your CG, that's what you kind of use to balance the jet, is move it back, move it forward to get your final CG. At least that's what I'm hoping. Excuse me. But I filled up the air tanks. Seemed to hold pressure. This one on the right side is will be the gear, but I got to check that because I thought I had it on this side, but this fills up the other tank, which apparently is hooked to the brakes and bay doors, unless I screwed up connecting them, but I got to check that up here, because I'm pretty sure, unless I just got the tanks swapped up here somehow. But I thought the right side should fill this one, and vice versa. So I'll have to see. I'll just have to make sure I'll know when I hook up the gear valves and start sequencing the gear. If the pressure doesn't change, I'll know I have it on the wrong door. So, but I think I got it right. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like I said, I'm going to go in, and I think I'm going to call it a night. And I got to go clean out off the stuff where I've got my 3D printer and everything. And like I said, I'm going to 3D print a holder for this. The holder will be glued to this, and then this will go into the holder. And from the one I found, it just sits down in there, and you probably use the double-sided tape. But it's a nice little holder. And then, like I said, once this is on and I get these couple other little wires ran, the only thing I may have to add as an extension to the telemetry adapter. It only uses the outside pin. I mean, you can still use a 3-wire with the middle wire really not doing anything, but I don't think they're going to quite get me to because they're all going to go to that one side, to the one receiver. So I'll probably have to add like a 10-inch extension on those two to get them to the receiver. But it is coming together. Hopefully, I keep saying, "Oh, I'll finish it this weekend," but life gets in the way. And I'm really just taking my time, doing a little bit, working. Uh-oh, gotta get one of my other wires out. And I'm just doing a little bit at a time. You know, this is kind of a pain in the butt. This is the third one I've built, and I'm just not as motivated to just bang it out like I used to. But the other ones that I'm looking forward to, hopefully I can go faster. One of my airlines. There it is. When I get to the other jets, I got the big giant Viper, and then the other one that I really hadn't talked too much about yet, but I'll show you guys. Is another twin. I ordered the motor for this, and I'm actually going to go with a Jetmonts 250 on it. I'm not going to put a King Tech in my models. I'm not going to support those guys. But, and Zyco doesn't have anything large enough. The 240, I could probably put a 240 in it and it would be fine. But I'm going to go with the 250. And I saw a video of one with a 250, and it had a smoke tank in it and all that junk, and it seemed to fly okay. It seemed to have plenty of power and plenty of speed. So I think I should be okay, because I'm not putting a smoke system or a smoke tank in this. Because I'm like I said, I'm not going to do the smoke. I'll have a light system, and that's about it. So it should be fine. And the funny thing about it is man, they really scratched this thing up getting it here. This is going to be LMA1, LMAT1, or whatever is it, large model turbine 1. Yeah, so LMT1. While the other project that I haven't showed you guys yet really is going to be my first LMT2. And Mr. Grimm, Rick Grimm, I always want to say Grimes, but it's Grimm, I believe. And he actually does a lot and works for the AMA, does a lot of the turbine stuff. And he does a legit turbine inspection. He's a large model inspector. So I'm going to have him do it. I'm going to show you guys the process. And I'm going to start using the LMT2 checklist. It's kind of for the one as well. And I'm going to just go by that and just start doing all my builds by that. That way you guys can kind of see the process. I'm going to kind of document the process of the LMT2 that we got to do. And that way, one, it helps people learn the process and show you that it's not that big of a deal. You just got to take the time to do it. Plus there's some stuff in there that kind of makes me scratch my head, like figuring out like the area of your stab. Well, I kind of managed to do that just by accident, and he checked my stab, and we had the same area. And then you got to come up with your what is it called? I just totally lost my thought on it. Anyways, you got to come up with the minimum torque required based off of some formulas and some measurements. You got to have your Mac right. So it's not hard. It's just one of those things, if you've never done it, it could be kind of intimidating. And I want to document the process that I go through, and just to help educate, because models are just getting big. And, unfortunately, I know there's people out there that are flying models that aren't even under a large model inspection like they should be. The events are getting good about, hey, if you got an LM1 or LM2, give us your, we need to verify it that you've got it. So good on them. And it's not really hard. It's just, it's the little things we have to do to keep us safe and keep yourself legal. So I'm going to incorporate that into the next build. I kind of already started this one, and like I said, this one will fall under LMT1, which is a different process than the 2. But the checklist is pretty similar. You know, there's some things that you know they should all. I mean, the max and the formulas for your minimum servo, that stuff is universal. But anyways, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the hangar tomorrow. Cheers.